Hello there, Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Retro Ranking on a dark and dismal day again. Lights are on and it's only 10:30 in the morning and I can't see without a light on. How bad's that? Okay, welcome to a very special Retro Ranking. It all sort of adds into this week's little celebrations. As we've reached 10,000 viewers. I think it was at 10,200 the last time I looked. So as a bit of a birthday celebration type thing, there's quite a few Quo bits because Quo started me off, but this one has been planned for a couple of weeks, so this was already in the programme, and the one on Friday is at the Quo Live Albums, which is a special one to celebrate 10,000 views. The reason we're doing this one is called, I'm doing not songs, but my top 10 favourite Status Quo solos. It was a challenge set to me by a guy called James, who's a big Quo fan. We was having a discussion about two albums, which was better. Now he preferred Thirsty Work, and he didn't like Heavy Traffic. So I mean, it wasn't a nasty conversation. It was a good, what I like, bit of discussion about a great band that I love and is very special to my heart. So he set down a challenge to me and says, love to see you do your favourite top 10, your favourite Quo solos, and I'll do the same. So I'm looking forward to seeing James. So I've got my 10 plus a few honourable mentions. Now if you've tuned in for me to talk about the greatest hit solos, you're in for a big shock, because none of the, apart from I think one track, none of these were singles. These are all deep cut tracks from their albums. So if you're expecting Rocking All Over the World and Whatever You Want and all that, no, not on this show. These are all solid Quo tracks, and it covers the whole of their history. That's why I thought I'd go through that, not just keep it to the Fantic 4. I went through and found stuff from, that stretches the whole of their career. So here we go then. My first solo, coming at number 10, is from a track off their latest album, Backbone, 2019, and the tracking being mentioned is Cut Me Some Slack. This is awesome. It just proves that Francis Rossi is still a great guitar player. And also about this track, it's the riff from Richie Malone. Now he had big boots to fill when Rick sadly couldn't tour anymore. I mean, for a start, Rick approved of Richie Malone, and he did say that he was a damn good guitarist, and he is. So this track is not just about Francis Rossi's great solo. This is about Richie Malone playing a great riff. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't like the idea of someone taking Rick's place. I was a big Rick fan, and I loved him to bits. I was so sad when he passed. But Richie's a good guitarist. And I do love the guitar though, so I didn't cut me some slack. It's a great track anyway, it's a great rocker. Okay then, coming in at number 9. This is the only single I think in my top 10. It's from 2007 off the In the Search of the Fourth Chord, and it is Beginning of the End. The whole song, the guitar work in this is fantastic. Real heavy riffs from Rick, You've also got Andy Bown playing guitar on this. And he's a fabulous guitar player. He's a fabulous musician. But it's a great solo from Francis, and I'd say it's one of his best ones from this modern day Quo. Brilliant track. Okay then, James will love this one because it's from Heavy Traffic 2002, and it's Creeping Up On You. This is a corker track written by Rick Parfitt and John Edwards. So obviously the riffing is out of the top drawer, but the superb solo from Francis. He is such an underrated guitar player. He's one of the best ones we've produced. Okay, they only play 3 chords, everyone bangs on about it, but if you're going to play 3 chords, play them well, and this band have always done that. They are such a great band, and the solo in Creeping Up On You is out the top drawer. Okay, let's start diving back into the back catalogue now. So coming in at number 7 is a track off On the Level from 1975, and it's What to Do. I love this track anyway. I like the bit at the beginning. Obviously there was something else involved in it because it's all and all that, but this is a very short guitar solo, but it's just brilliant. It just sounds so good, so clear, so crisp. It's one of his finest guitar solos. I just love it. Okay then, coming in number 6. Now we are going back. We are going back to 1971. And to the Dogger Two Head. And the track in question is Umeletung. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've never been able to pronounce that one. To me, this is hard, proper Quo. Forget your whatever you wants. This is, to me, is Quo essential guitar riffing, guitar solos. Francis knocks this out the park. If you've never heard this track, you will, because I've put it in the playlist because it has to go in. This to me is the definitive sound of Status Quo. Great guitar solos, and there's not just one in this, there's 2 or 3, and it is a fantastic track. Okay, coming in number 5, we're going back even further now, about 1 year. We're going to Mark Kelly's Greasy Spoon, and the cover of Steam Hammer's Junior's Wailing. I love the original version of this, but Quo's is even better. Obviously it opened up the set for many years, and it opened up the set for the Frantic 4 shows. The guitar solo in this is brilliant. It's one of the best songs that Alan Lancaster sang. It's just driving guitar solo from Francis, forever backed up by his partner in crime, Mr. Rick Parfitt, riffing away. It is a terrific track, and it always remains one of my favourite Quo tracks. Okay then, coming in at number 4, we go to the Hello album of 1973, my second favourite Quo album, and the fantastic Blue-Eyed Lady. I just love this track. I love the bass line in it is as awesome as ever. The guitar solo is just fast and furious. I mean, they did this on the reunion tour, and it sounded as good as it did back in 1973. One of Francis Ross's best solos. Absolutely brilliant. Okay then, we now reach number 3. We're going to the Pile Driver album for this, from 1972. It's the brilliant Don't Waste My Time. Some of the best riffs and a guitar solo that is just out the top drawer. The version, I mean, it's a great live track, but the one on Pile Driver is so raw, plug in and go sort of thing, and it's an amazing guitar solo. I've got it in my head now. It's just such a quirky one. Brilliant. Okay. Coming in at number 2, we go to the Hello album again. This is a Quo track that you either love or you hate. I love it, and it's actually, I'd say, my second favourite Quo track of all time. It's the brilliant 4,500 Times. Doesn't matter if it's the short version of Hello or the live version of the live album. This has got, it's just full of great little guitar solos and riffs, especially on the live version. The definitive version you'll find out on. I'm not going to get into the definitive version of this song that I've got, but when it's live, Francis and Rick just go off. And there was an interview I read with them. So when they at the height, it was different lengths every night. You know, depends what mood they were in. They'd go off. It's just great. It's got great little, brilliant solos in it. Even the studio version, the guitar solo on that is fantastic. Great track, and I love it to bits. It always, when I've seen them, you know, you get all these hits, and all of a sudden out comes 4,500 Times, and some of the people, they were going, "Oh, what's this?" I remember at one concert, I think it was on Rick's comeback tour after his operation, back in, was it the Just Doing It tour, and there was these people that you knew all they were there for was probably burning bridges and rocking all over the world. And when they played this, everyone was going nuts, and these two women just stood there a bit gobsmacked. And someone did a bit of this, Chris Tarrant. This is what they want. This is ever so funny to watch. Anyway, I'm waffling on now. Okay, my favourite guitar solo is from my favourite album by Quo, which is the Quo album, and my favourite track is Slow Train. It's a perfect track. Defines Status Quo. Great drumming, great bass line, great riffs, and one of the best bit of guitar work that Rick and Francis ever did in that guitar solo. The way they play off each other is fantastic. Very underrated track. I've never seen them do it live all the way through. I would have loved that. But then to add more greatness to it, after the guitar solo, you get John Conklin's little drum solo, and then you go into that dun 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 dun. Fantastic track. What more do you want from a Quo track? Okay, that's my top 10, but I've got 4 honourable mentions. So the first one, we go back to staying with my favourite Quo album. It's Backwater, Just Take Me. I love the opening riff in this anyway. The guitar solo in Backwater is amazing, and then it goes into the ferocious Just Take Me. Great riffs from Rick, and another little gem of a solo from Francis. Great track. Okay, my next honourable mention is from the Rockin' All Over the World album, and it's not Rockin' All Over the World. It's Hold You Back. This is one of the best tracks on this album. Even the bad production didn't stop this being a great song. I love the energy in this. It's a bouncy one, you're on your toes, and it's got a great solo all the way through that keeps repeating. Fantastic track. Okay, my last honourable mention technically this song hasn't got a solo, but what it does contain is probably one of the best riffs ever on a Quo track, and I'm talking about Riverside from Never Too Late 1981 album. It's a fast and furious song, and then it slows down and you get this. It's very short, but it's Rick and Francis in total harmony, and that's why I love it. Okay, that is my top 10. I've laid down the gauntlet, James. It's your turn now. Okay, that's all for today. It's so early in the morning, but I've got to prepare for tomorrow's marathon. Bad Company tomorrow. And I'm still sort of jiggling about with Friday's live albums from Status Quo. I think I've changed that order about 4 times. So I've got to go back and make sure that's perfect. So until tomorrow, have a great day, everybody. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care for now.